Welcome to this week's installment of Today and Tomorrow in Scottsdale with Don Henninger. I'm Don. With me is my podcast partner and a man who knows a good resort when he sees it.
I do.
Kevin Maxwell.
Et tu, Brutus. You know what that
Hey,
means?
man. Well, you tell me.
What do you think? Who said that? Et tu, Brutus.
Popeye.
No, Caesar.
Okay, I was going to go Popeye.
No, Caesar. Do you remember? You too, Brutus?
I'm thinking spinach cans and Popeye. You're giving me Brutus.
No, you get it? Get
I'm
it? No,
okay now.
Caesar,
I'm
get
with
it?
You. You know, it takes me. Sometimes it takes me a second or two. Of course, he's saying that because our guest today, Joe Iturri, is general manager of Caesars Republic Scottsdale, which you know what is now open. You know, Joe moved over to Caesars nearly 2 years ago to get everything ready for this grand opening. He moved over from the Soraro Hotel in Scottsdale, and now you've been planning for 2 years, and you're open. It must feel awesome to be open.
It's amazing. I mean, we've been waiting for this moment for a very long time, and you know, our journey has finally gotten us to where we need to be.
I just love it. We've been watching the hotel go up. We've been watching the tours go in and out as each floor gets added and all that stuff. But here we are. You know, before the Soraro, Joe was with the W Scottsdale, and he also spent time working for Starwood Hotels and Resorts. We say all that just to say you've had a heck of a background in the hotel business and right here in Scottsdale, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, they've all been, honestly, I was at the Phoenician for 13 years.
That's right, the Phoenician, yeah, right.
And then the W, I opened that. I was the first person hired for that property as well. Then Saguaro and now Caesars Republic. So they've all been within a 1 mile radius of each other.
Is that right?
It's pretty nice.
Wow.
Just not planned in any way.
And you know what? For people in your business, you can tell me about this. Usually you don't stay in one town very long.
No, you usually travel a lot. You move a lot. But myself, my family, we made the decision that we love Scottsdale. We don't want to go anywhere else.
We don't want you going anywhere, man. Stay right here for sure. Well, talk a little bit about your background, you know, where you grew up and how you got into this business in the first place.
So originally from Nevada. So it's funny. For me, it's almost full circle because being in Nevada, Lake Tahoe area, northern Nevada, always around casinos. A lot of my family friends were involved in the casino business, but I never wanted to be involved in the casino part of the world. So for me, it's almost full circle because it's the first non-gaming Caesars in the country, and it's really special for me. But went to UNLV through the hotel program. Went through that a long time ago when the Rebs were running. That's when Tarkanian was there.
Oh wow!
Those were good
Shark,
times.
the Shark,
Tark the Shark.
That.
Yeah. They had a great basketball team that probably could have taken down half of the NBA team at that time.
Right.
Yeah. And then I went to San Diego, to La Jolla, and went to work at the Sheraton Grand Torrey Pines. Beautiful property right on the 18th fairway of the Torrey Pines Golf Course.
You're killing me now.
It's been tough, yeah. And then came to the Phoenician about 6 years after that.
So your whole hotel, you've been in luxury properties your entire career.
Luxury, yes. Luxury lifestyle more recently, yes.
Okay. Well, you wouldn't consider Torrey Pines, I guess, a luxury property?
That was a luxury property, yes.
Was?
Yeah, that was actually...
Well, Phoenician's a luxury property.
At the time, it was ITT Sheraton, and they had a luxury collection. And the very first luxury collection property was Torrey Pines.
Well, I consider it luxury, so I don't know how you define it, but to me, it's a nice hotel, so it's luxury.
And Phoenician was the second luxury collection after the St. Regis in New York.
That's fantastic. So now it's on to the Caesars.
On to Caesars Republic, yeah.
As Kevin was telling me about Brutus or somebody like that. An 11-story, 265-room hotel, pools, 2 pools, 3 restaurants, a whole bunch of square feet for 20,000 square feet of meeting space. There's a lot going on there, man. So take us through the last couple of years, what it's been like to get a hotel like this just off the ground, literally off the ground.
It's been a journey. You know, the groundbreaking was in February of 2020. And then a few weeks later, everything just stopped. The project was done, but fortunately, it wasn't done. It was just paused. And then in April of 22, construction started up again. Financing kicked in, and so it really within 2-year period from beginning of construction to completion, it was that time frame, which is pretty good. And the hotel was after construction started on time and within budget. Which is pretty amazing.
That's totally amazing in this day and age.
Yeah, especially considering the supply chain issues and concrete and steel and all those things. Everything worked out very well for us. And then we opened March 6th. We had our grand opening party February 29th, really a great way to kind of kick it off. And there were about 2,000 of our closest friends there. We had a drone show that was pretty amazing and a lot of activity going on.
drone show would blow your mind when you see it. It's like, and I think people who weren't at the opening are saying, "What in the world is going on with the sky?" It was like "Hail Caesar," "Welcome Caesar," and all that kind of stuff in the sky. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah. We have an iconic image. It's a wolf, and there are 400 drones that created this wolf in the sky running across the sky. So the legs were moving. It was pretty amazing. Cars were on Camelback Road, stopping, pulling over to the side just to see the show.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
So what was it like in terms of the team it took to put something like this together? I mean, I just can imagine all the moving parts that were in play for the past 2 years leading up to the opening.
There's a lot of preparation. The preparation part, I think, was the most important over the last year and a half, 2 years. Hiring the team was a big part of that as well. There's just so much planning that goes into creating a new brand. This is a first of its kind. So there isn't a brand book that tells you, okay, you buy these sheets, you buy these towels, you buy this silverware. We had to create all of that. So that itself took a little over a year to do. And slowly we started to hire our key players at the hotel, Director of Sales and Marketing, Director of Food and Beverage, Assistant General Manager, who all planned, put together, kind of identified. It was actually really fun, especially for Luna. We had to work with Jada a bit to identify, what does a place setting look like? What kind of napkins do we use? I mean, those little details there's things that you just take for granted that you don't think about that we needed to plan for. And that part of it was really fun for me because I've never done that before. And it really gets you involved in the planning part of it. And then for 7, there's so many, what goes in the guest room, what kind of towels you use. There's so many details. It's a lot of fun.
You must have learned a lot during this process.
Learned a lot. Yeah. It was very enlightening.
So we talk a little bit. So the Caesars owns it, but you also have a management company, right? HCW?
Yes. So HCW owns and manages the property.
Okay.
And the Caesars Republic brand is owned by HCW and Caesars Entertainment.
Okay.
So essentially the way it works is HCW is owned by one person. His name is Rick Huffman. He has about 13, 14 hotels throughout the country, everything from convention hotels to on a loft, limited service hotels. And he also owns golf courses. So he's a developer. Mm-hmm. So he developed this relationship with Caesars in 2018, and they could have chosen anywhere to go to, and they chose Scottsdale. HCW has the exclusive right to grow the brand throughout the country. So it's pretty much locked in. Yeah. And Caesars, their intention for doing this is really they want to grow their loyalty program. They're about 60 plus million members right now, and they really want to grow it in their key feeder markets. So if you look at, there's about 22 feeder markets to Caesars Palace in Vegas. Scottsdale is one of them. There's also Dallas and Miami, and I think the intention ultimately is to put a Caesars Republic in each of those markets to stay front of mind, top of mind with their customers, grow the rewards program as well. So I think that all kind of was generated from that thought.
That makes sense. I was going to ask why Scottsdale. That's the perfect answer for that, right?
Did you say 60 million rewards customers?
A little over 60 million, yeah.
That seems like an astounding amount, a lot.
It's a big number, but that's globally, and there's a lot of Caesars members out there that earn points through gambling, through stays, food and beverage. So our goal is to grow that number. Everybody that checks in the hotel, our intention is to sign everybody up so they can earn points. And then if a Caesar Rewards member has points that they want to use, like an airline or any other hotel program, they can burn those points for stays at our hotel.
How many Caesars are there across the globe that have gambling and casinos? Vegas for sure, and then a bunch of other ones too, right?
Yeah, there's about 50 different brands. 50. There's Harrah's, and then there's small brands, Harvey's, and really small independent brands. Okay. But the only other Caesars in Arizona is Auction. Oh, okay. That's a Harrah's property. Okay. And globally, I would say there's probably about 100. I think there's not that many. It's a big company, but it's growing, and this is a big part of its growth.
Based in Vegas.
Based in Vegas, okay. Actually Reno. But,
Reno, okay.
Yeah. It's funny, Caesars, when Rick started working with Caesars, I think that he's on his 3rd CEO and 2nd ownership group with Caesars.
And the relationship has survived all that?
It survived all that. And the group today, it's El Dorado, purchased Caesars. And the El Dorado folks are as excited today about this brand as the original people were back in 2018.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That is cool.
They see the potential in it, and they see what it can do for the company.
So how fun was it to put your team together for this? I mean, this is a critical thing. I mean, I bet you was there a lot of pressure because, I mean, like you just said, they want to build other ones, so you got to get it right the first time. Otherwise, it could put the whole project in jeopardy.
No pressure.
No pressure at all.
And by the way, this is the only brand that they have that has a Caesar's name attached to it. Really? Other than Caesar's Palace.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, so no pressure. But to answer your question, the putting the team together, I put the dream team together.
Yeah, I bet.
These are all people that I've worked with in the past. These are people that, I trust. I know will work hard, will perform well. And I've also opened a few hotels in the past as well. But one of the benefits of opening a hotel is you kind of get to put that together from the beginning. Yeah. And it's really nice. And they get it. They understand luxury. They understand lifestyle. And they understand, what it takes to put all this together. And they've been I couldn't have done it without them. It was a complete team effort.
What a please to work for the Caesars name brand and to be able to create a hotel from the ground up. That's got to be an appealing job for anybody in your business and in terms of recruiting key people.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I mean, people are very excited to be part of the brand. There's a great energy level with the team all the way down to every staff member that we have. One of the fun things also was creating, the brand culture because it didn't really exist out there. So, pulled together a lot of things from the past, created a few things for the future. And we spent a lot of time when everybody was hired on brand training. We had about 220 employees, brand new employees that were there, and we spent 2 days going through just Caesars Republic. Who are we? What are we about? Really trying to identify. When a guest asks an employee, what is this whole Caesars Republic thing? We wanted everybody to really answer the same way, with the same consistency. Sadly, there isn't a whole lot of training going on these days. We had 2 weeks of training every single employee. Mm-hmm. By the time we had our grand opening party, I think one of the most frequent comments we heard was how every employee just seemed like they'd been doing their job. They were well versed in what they were doing. They were experienced. It didn't seem like they were brand new at what they were doing. So that was a huge compliment for us, and really showed that the training paid off.
So you've got 220 employees. Does that include everybody that works for all, like the restaurants and all that? How does that work? Everybody works for Caesars, or some work for the restaurants that are in the Caesars building? Or
Yep, we actually have 300 employees. 300, okay. So that included people that were on that day, new hire days, and also pre-hired.
Okay.
But they're all HCW employees. Okay. So, for example, Luna by Jada, it's her concept, right? It's almost a license agreement, but all of the employees are ours. We pay for all the expenses. It's really, truly managed by HCW.
That way you can create a culture that you can build for everybody working in the building.
Right, exactly, yeah. And we have great partners, not just Jada, but also Riot Hospitality. Mm-hmm. We have their concept at 7, and they really understand that lifestyle. But, we're not trying to do lifestyle there. We're trying to elevate it, make it a little more sophisticated, great craft cocktails, bottle service as well. And just an amazing scene that's just fun for everybody at any age group.
All right, I got to level set real quick for our audience because you guys are throwing Jada's name around a lot, and I'm sure a lot of people know who she is. But in case you don't, we're talking about Jada De Laurentiis, right? Yes, we are, yeah. Who's the celebrity chef who's been on Food Network, has about a zillion cookbooks out there, mostly Italian stuff, I think. But she has a restaurant on your property, right?
She does.
That's what you're talking about when you say Luna.
Exactly, yep. So a little background on her. She was on the Food Network for about 10 years, or maybe a little more. I think she's on Amazon now. Of all her book sales nationally, guess what the number one book sale city was? Scottsdale, Fashion Square Mall.
Is that right?
Yeah, nationally. Wow. So she has a great following here, a great fan base. She was born in Rome, Italy. So her food is very focused on that region of Italy. A lot of lemon, a lot of olive oil, more on the healthier side. And she's just been a superstar. I mean, I've had the opportunity to spend time with her. She's just a great energy, a lot of energy. Really smart person, and we're very lucky to have her. Yeah,
no kidding. How often is she actually here?
She'll come probably every other month or so.
Every month,
yeah, 6 or 7 times a year. Yeah, she'll a little more in the beginning. She was here at the grand opening party. She was here at our opening day. for Luna, and she's very involved. Yeah. Her other restaurant is at Cromwell in Vegas, called Giada's, and then she has a pasta company called Giazzi.
Wow. A bit of an empire there, huh?
Yeah, I think it's also cool that you partner with Riot, because a local company, right? They're
Correct.
local.
Yep.
Scottsdale City partner with Scott. Yeah, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We partnered with them. They, of everyone, I think, in the Valley, they really understand what we're trying to accomplish. They shared the same vision of what we're trying to do. It was a fairly new concept for them as well, but they've done an amazing job. They're amazing partners, and we couldn't be happier to be with them. Yeah.
How did that all come together? How did you and Riot come together?
So Rick Huffman forged these relationships in 2018, 2019. And, he's very well connected in the community. Rick lives here in town. Corporate office is here in Phoenix, 24th and Camelback, and then also in Branson, Missouri, are the financial offices. So he spends time between both places. He has a home in Branson as well. But he really, just through networking and connecting, and really, he interviewed a lot of people before he picked Giada. And he ended up going with her because she really, they were most aligned with what they wanted to do.
That's cool. And how'd you get together with Riot? Same thing?
Same thing. Yeah. Ryan Hibbert and Rick had met each other. And again, they shared very similar thoughts.
It's all about relationships, Kevin.
Absolutely.
That's the way the world works, man. Right?
That is really super cool.
Yeah, it is. So if you had to pick one of the biggest challenges that you faced over the past 2 years in getting this thing open, maybe just one or two if you want, but what was the biggest challenge you faced along the way?
Yeah, our biggest concern was hiring people. There's just such a shortage of not just people, but good people. And I still remember I'll never forget, on day one, the engagement of every employee in that room when we did our orientation just blew me away. I couldn't believe how excited, the energy level, it was really amazing. And that was my biggest concern. So we passed that hurdle. Yeah. And then now it's, it's all the fun stuff like lighting and, sound systems and those things that we're working through. But the opening was pretty much on a scale of 1 to 10. It was about an 8 or a 9. It went pretty well.
I agree.
If I'm being honest. Great. But there's always things that we're working through, and once we get those systems figured out, those processes in place, we'll be in a good spot. But overall, it went really, really well.
What are you most proud of with what you've been able to accomplish?
The people we hired.
People. Yeah. It's all about people, isn't it?
It really is.
You got to keep them too, right? It's a tough environment for folks.
And a lot of people can go somewhere else for more pay, more money, but the culture is really what keeps people there. And them knowing that you care about them, they're in a safe environment, really just that they want to be a part of something, that's what keeps them there.
You've got a good partnership working with Mace Rich and Fashion Square too, right?
They're amazing partners.
Yeah. So what's that look like? What's that partnership all involved?
So, they were a key part of bringing Caesars Republic to that space. And Ed Coppola, who I think recently retired, again, forged a great partnership with Rick Huffman. And that's how that happened. What's great about that is the land we're on, the parking we have is all through Mace Ridge. So when you consider, we have all underground garage parking. They have a big parking garage. I think they have 8,400 spaces. We have about 250, and it was very seamless, very easy.
Yeah.
But it was really through kind of Rick's relationship with Ed how that came to be.
And the partnership with a luxury wing right next to your hotel. It reminds me of Caesars in Vegas, where you got all the high-end luxury shopping opportunities.
Shops.
Yeah, it's perfect, right?
Yeah, no, it's perfect. And we've already forged great relationships with each of the retailers. We have access for our guests, if they want to come in an hour before the store opens and do some shopping. We have those abilities. We have the ability for them to come into someone's suite or guest room, and really spend time with our guests that way. And if someone doesn't want to walk through the mall with holding bags, we'll take care of all that for them. We'll even ship it home for them if they want. So that's a big part of our service and what we can do, not just by the location we're at, but also just through those connections.
Kevin and I interviewed the folks at Macerich, a couple of them, even a year ago now. We talked about the concierge service that they use, and they bring in people.
Personal shoppers and stuff like that.
They don't advertise it much, but they bring in some pretty notable people.
Yeah.
And they kind of keep it on the down low.
Yep.
And they get them all set up for shopping and stuff. I wonder how that translates into the hotel business.
We were able to kick the tires on that just recently. A couple of weeks ago, we had a guest who stayed with us for a few days and also took advantage of that service. So that was a perfect marriage. I mean, for those types of people, it just works so well. And people also don't know that there's a helipad on the garage by the hotel. Mm-hmm. So if somebody wanted to helicopter in, we could be waiting for them with cocktails in hand and in their suite within 5 to 10 minutes. There's a lot of benefits that are just you don't even think about that are unfolding.
The suite at the top of the hotel is off the charts. It's like 2 bedrooms, and I don't know how big it is. Bigger than my house, I think.
Yeah,
it's huge.
Yeah,
I'd be curious to know, without naming names, what are some of the more creative requests, perhaps, that you have to entertain when you're in a hotel like this?
So far, I think our most creative request was chicken fingers at 4:00 in the morning.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, from a guest that you would probably expect that from a little.
Is that right?
Yeah. And we made it happen.
Is that right?
It's amazing what you can find. Our kitchens were closed. Unfortunately, we weren't able to provide that.
Yeah.
But we found a local source and took care of them, and they were ecstatic.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
So I probably had to leave the property to get those in, huh?
We did. Had to leave the property.
See, but that's service right there, right?
And they were in one of the penthouse suites. Actually, they had 3 of the 5 penthouse suites.
Did they really? Yeah.
And the 11th floor of the hotel are 5 penthouse suites. So they're about 2,500 square feet each. They have full kitchens, islands. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
The views at 147 feet are just spectacular. You can see every mountain range within viewing distance.
Yeah.
So our guest that was staying there, checked in about 3:00 in the morning. About 4, wanted chicken fingers for a whole lot of them. We made it happen.
Oh, so it was a big order.
Big order.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I got to tell you, Don, the helicopter pad at their Macerich is a little bit overrated. Well, my helicopter answer is too small. I have to go somewhere else.
Well, they'll figure it out for you. If you're staying there, they'll figure it out for you.
We'll make it happen. Don't worry. We got you.
So now you're open, and you've been. How are bookings? Bookings pretty solid now. Or
bookings are good. Yeah, I mean they're a little slow to ramp up. Our food and beverage hit the ground running from day one, which was expected. Our bookings are very quickly ramping up as well. Opening in high season was helpful. Our summer is actually looking pretty good. Our group business really kicks in April 1st, which is very soon. So April really through the end of the year will be a very good group. We'll have good group months. And transient's kicking in too. We have 60 million Caesars Rewards members who can book us, mm-hmm. and they've been great. I mean, they've been very strong and supportive. So, weekends are very good. We're trying to kind of keep group midweek and leave it open for leisure on the weekends. But they've been very good.
Any summer deals coming up for us locals?
We do, of course. We have I believe it's a 30% off local staycation.
Okay.
So it's a great time to come check out the property and take advantage of everything we have to offer. We have 2 pools. We have the rooftop pool at 7, and then Cleopatra's pool on the ground level. It's an 82-foot long swimming pool with cabanas, has a full bar, restrooms, full food and beverage. So it's a good time for locals to come take advantage of that.
When you're staying there, you have no idea that you don't have to have any idea that you're in the middle of downtown Scottsdale. You could be out in some resort in some exotic place somewhere. The way it feels
have no
over
idea.
there. Yeah,
exactly.
It's really cool.
Yeah. But if you want to go shopping, there's a little shopping mall right there.
Yeah, right next door.
If you want to go dining, there's so many great restaurants right nearby. There's so much to offer.
And you guys, do you have a agreement with Lifetime Fitness?
We do.
I thought so. Yeah.
So we don't have a spa.
Right.
And they've been great partners as well. They have some treatment rooms that our guests are able to use. We're also working with Nordstrom. They have a spa as well. So they're all within walking distance. We'll provide transportation to guests going there. So we didn't have to build a spa, but there's so many great local resources that we can use as well.
They can use the gym as well with your guest, or can
yes,
use the gym?
Yeah. And we have a fitness center.
Oh, you do?
We have a pretty good fitness center. It's actually on the 7th floor and faces Camelback Mountain. Mountain. So the views from there are spectacular.
Nice place to work out, huh?
Not bad. Yeah.
Well, it's nice to be able to walk across the parking lot and take care of the spa.
Exactly.
It's right there for you.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Has Experience Scottsdale been a good partner for you? I'm sure they have.
Yeah, they're amazing. But they've been so supportive, really, even before the hotel was started. They've been supporting us. They'll travel all over the world, and in Macerich as well, and they'll promote us at every opportunity they get. They've been very supportive with editorial as well, but not just group business and transient business, but really everything they have to offer. We've been top of mind for them. It's been nice.
Well, you've been an active member of the community for a long time. So, a lot of that is the relationships you personally have built up with city officials, Experience Scottsdale. So kudos to you for, maybe that's why they chose you in the first place. One, you're a great guy, and two, well-connected, and three, you know how to run a hotel.
I think it's because I'm really old. I think that's why. But thank you, yeah.
That's about relationships. Now, how about the rest of the community? A lot of community partnerships and people looking for ways that they can partner with you on things?
Yes. Everything we try to do, we try to have a local influence or an Italian influence, So we have great partnerships. For example, Ferrari in North Scottsdale. We forged a relationship with them early on. It's a perfect tie-in to our Italian kind of heritage through Caesars, through Giada. We have, everything we do from a coffee, art perspective, we try to do local. We have amazing art pieces in the property. Artist David Yarrow, he has a gallery here in Old Town Scottsdale. He does amazing pieces. He's from across the pond from the UK, but he actually auctioned off one of his pieces at our grand opening event to raise money for Treasure House, which is another local partner that we have. And Kurt Warner.
That's Kurt. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. Great.
Kurt and Brenda, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So we try to look for those opportunities to try and make the connections locally. Our residents at Optima have been amazing. Really fortunate to have great neighbors right next door. We want them to be a part of everything we have available to offer, as well as every resident kind of lives in the valley. It's funny, as I meet people in the lobby as they come into dinner at Luna, it's a lot of people just kind of from the neighborhood. Yeah. It's really nice.
That's cool. So if you want to eat at one of the restaurants, you better get reservations in pretty quickly, huh?
Yes. We opened up, we didn't want to start too big. We wanted to make sure that we nailed the service down and the kitchens were able to kind of get their processes down. Now we've just recently opened that up a little bit more. And another probably week or so, we'll open up to full capacity. So...
Wow, exciting! What an amenity to have in our city.
It's fun. It's fun to be the new shiny guy on the around, and you'll be there for a while now, right? Because I don't think there's another property like what you're doing right now. Even on in the horizon coming up, I know there's some other smaller boutique hotels opening up soon. Yeah, but nothing like what you're doing over there.
I think financing's pausing a lot of projects that were at least being thought of or were starting to begin. Interest rates, until they come down a little bit, we probably won't see a lot of activity. And I think a lot of projects that were, slated are just on pause. So.
Well, this one is done, finished, signed, sealed, and delivered. And all
God.
for the benefit of Scottsdale, man. So congratulations, Joe, for pulling it all together, making it happen from the ground up. Nothing could be more exciting, I think, than seeing something like that just before your very eyes being built and then open and boom, you're off and running.
It's a great feeling. And it's nice. I've been really dreaming of the day we had an open hotel, operating hotel, and we're finally here. And it's so nice. It's a new chapter in the story. And it's a very different chapter, but this is what we want. This is what we've been striving for, and we're here, and we couldn't be happier.
New chapter for Scottsdale, man.
Absolutely. And I got to say one more thing. We had Blue Zones on a couple of months ago. Sarah Kearney was talking about, and she's talking about how Blue Zones could have gone anywhere, but they chose Scottsdale as their pilot program. Here again, we have an opportunity where a business has reached out and identified Scottsdale as a place where they wanted to start and grow. And they have big plans, obviously, right?
Sure
but
do.
they wanted to start in Scottsdale. So what a great feather in our cap for our community.
It really is amazing. From our perspective, if you look at Scottsdale, Las Vegas, and LA, there's just migration of people that just kind of go from one city to the other.
Right.
So from our perspective, it made sense for Scottsdale to be part of that in relation to Las Vegas, and even LA. We get so many visitors from Southern California that Scottsdale is a special place, and I think a lot of people realize it, but there's a lot more people who will realize it soon.
I just signed up for Caesars Rewards on my phone just now, so now you have 60 million and one.
Thank you. Appreciate that. We crossed the threshold.
Get your reservations in for one of the restaurants, man. And look for that 30% locals only discount this summer for sure. But,
I got $5 of free gaming credit. So.
There we go. Vegas, here we come, huh?
Here we go.
Scottsdale first.
Yeah,
absolutely. Right, fantastic.
Yeah, you can go to 7, and betting's legal in Arizona through your app.
That's right.
Now on your app, you can go to 7 and make your bets. And we have every game up there, every horse race. Kentucky Derby's coming up in May.
Yeah, that's great.
So we'll do special events around that as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fun. I'm a Caesars Sportsbook on my app on my phone. That's my go-to.
There you go.
Betting app. Yeah, that's great.
You can bet. You can earn points while you bet, and then you can have food and beverage while you're there.
Perfect. I think I know what he's going to be doing.
Yeah,
for sure. Joe, what a great project. Congratulations on getting this thing open and adding another special element to what we have in Scottsdale here. You're right. It's a special place because we keep having special people and special things happening here.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate both your support, and it's been a fun time, and we hope to see you there and everybody else that's listening at Caesars Republic Scottsdale.
You bet. Thanks, Joe, and thanks to all of you for listening. Check out the Caesars. You won't be disappointed. Let us know what you think. We'll see you next time for another episode of Today and Tomorrow in Scottsdale.